Okay, in this tutorial we're going to look at how to create simple lines in Spoke Creator. There are two ways that I like to do this, and they both have their pros and cons. The most simple way of doing this is if we go up to the Atom menu here, go down to Geometry, into Primitives again, and you'll see that there is a line option there. I'm just going to click on that, and it drops a simple atom in the graph view, and you can see that there is a small line that it's starting to generate in the 3D view. Now there are a few options here which we can start to play with, where the center of that line is, the direction it goes in, so I can put this one back down to 0, and I can have it going up the y-axis or across the z. The length of the curve, so let's make that a little bit bigger. You can see that it's grown there. How many points are in that curve? This is a good point to consider when you're doing or creating simple lines. If I turn on the points toggle here, and I'm just going to press N to make it a little bit more obvious, you can see that this curve here is made up of 10 points. And then we've got the order or stiffness of that curve. Now the con of using this way of creating a line is that you're restricted to both creating it from the center and the direction that it goes in. So you can see that if I start to mix up these direction values, you can see that we're kind of limited to a 45-degree pattern around the axis. We can still change where the center of that is, and you can use a vector beforehand and plug that into the center option here in the inputs. But another way that I like to create lines is to go through and use the method of creating points, which we covered in the last tutorial. So I'm just going to click tab here, go and create a points atom, and I'm going to, in the 3D view, just create some points. And it's really good because you can actually create points from a start and an end point, and also you're not restricted to a 45-degree pattern. So I've just created 2 points here, and there'll be the start and the end. And then what I'm going to do in the graph here, I'm going to type in points to curve. Now this is quite a powerful little atom, and since we're going to be using it for a simple means, it's got the order or stiffness up here, and you can't have an order that is higher than the point count that you're feeding into it. So since in this atom we've only got 2 points, our order count can only be 2, which is going to give us a completely straight line between those 2 points. So I'm going to plug that in now. You can see that we've created a point or line from this start point and ending here. So there's 2 simple ways of creating lines within Spoke Creator.